Let's see how many styles you can identify. I want to see y'all argue about what style this is in the comments down below. Our kickboxing style here is sort of informed by a lot of things. There's a little bit of karate, a little bit of taekwondo, a little bit of Muay Thai, a little bit of Dutch kickboxing, a little bit of everything. The thing we've been doing this month is shifting gears. We've been trying to shift gears rapidly between styles, ranges, and intensities to confuse our opponent and get free hits. I love free hits. Free hits are things where, like, the first time you throw them, you're like almost guaranteed to score that point. They're not necessarily the most damaging things, but in this video I'm gonna show you basically how to land a free leg kick for sure 100% every time by using a mixture of sport karate, Muay Thai, and like, some other stuff. This sequence that we've been working on is sort of like a, I won't say unstoppable, but it's very hard to deal with. If you take the initiative and I attack first, we're gonna start with a pretty vanilla jab, low kick. Right? What is that? That's Muay Thai, Dutch kickboxing. That's pretty standard fare. Any MMA school, kickboxing school you go to. We start, jab, low kick. All right? The next one we're gonna do, we're gonna change up the speed a little bit, and it's jab and a little pendulum kick. That's light and flicky. So this is normal, flicky. All right? Now we're gonna go back to normal-ish, bumping up a little bit to harder. Right? With a straight right and a body kick. All right, now we're probably seeing a couple martial arts in there. I want to know. I don't really know because I don't actually have a lineage. That's why these guys come in here all the time and they always say some sly stuff like, so what exactly is your background? And I know what they're saying. I know what you're saying when you walk through those doors and you sit over there and you say, so what exactly is your background? I know what you're getting at. My background is step your dumb ass on these mats and find out, dude. You know what I mean? So we go jab, low kick to set the pace, and then we break that pace. And then while he's thinking about it, we give him something that actually does some damage. Now this is the key where we really shift gears and we land this free leg kick. I'm gonna abort and abandon all vanilla type striking. And I'm gonna do a false lead. I push the right hand, hop, and leg kick. It's kind of like a sport karate-ish, I guess, kind of thing. With Cliff, you have more background.
Blitzing with the leg kick.
Yeah, like sort of a.
There you go.
A la Wonder Boy. It's Wonder Boy influence when I watch the way he moves and kind of hits people from the blind side. Because what happens with this, we've just done a lot of good, basic, vanilla striking, changing the speed and intensity and impact of each strike. And now we're gonna really shift gears, and I'm gonna float over. And what Cliff is gonna do is he's gotta track me, he's gotta find me. And I'm sort of leaving this kick behind me and bringing it later. If I just went to kick, that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that, that's a real thing to do. But we're just adding in this extra little beat and this extra little hop. We're going two, and I'm sort of like floating. Because as he turns to track me, he's kind of leaving that leg exposed. And a lot of times, their weight's heavy. People can only do so many things at a time. Whether that's defend against a punch, turn their body, reorient to you, fix their stance, fix their feet. They can only do so many things at a time. And I'm basically asking Cliff to do more things at a time than most people can. Now people are like, what about the right hand? Like I might just like, yeah, maybe. What about a rolling thunder kick? What about a lot of things, right? Maybe I go to throw this kick and I see the right hand and I fake and I rolling thunder kick. Cool, dude. Maybe. I don't know. Argue about that in the comments, I guess. But let's review. We'll go jab, boom, establish a baseline. Mess with that baseline. Do some damage. And as he's thinking, get that free leg kick. And I just pushed a pace, 4 real combos. All with kicks, 4 punches, 4 kicks. This dude's ready for a break, which we covered. If you throw more stuff than you feel like throwing, I guarantee the first couple times you do something like this, the dude is gonna do one of two things. He will most likely take a break. He'll take a chill pill. You go, bang, This is most likely what you'll get. And he's gonna be like, God, I don't have any kind of read. You didn't give him any sort of rhythm that he can read or any sort of like thing he can count on from you because you just showed him so many different looks. There is a chance that he'll get really mad and get really aggressive, which we're going to shift gears again. Now, this is something from the front kick focus course. So I'm not going to, I won't spoil it all. I'll put a link to it down below, not a hard sell. This is a little piece from the front kick focus course. A lot of times dudes will want the get back. After you touch a dude that many times, he's going to want to touch you back, which is what he's supposed to do. If I just scored all those points on you, especially if we're talking amateur kickboxing early on where it's probably going to go to a decision, you got to get your points back. Clifton's always told me, whatever they do to you, you want to do double that back to them. He hits you 1 time, you hit him 2 times. He hits you 2 times, you hit him 4 times. Now, whether that's on his guard or just establishing control, you need to be doing more than him so that he might come forward. And here's where you can really add some flavor to it. So I go, bing, he gets aggressive, and I'm going to meet him halfway. He knew what was coming. They won't know that that's coming. Clifton's done seen this thing from me so many times, he knew what was coming. That's a little sliding front kick, sliding stomping teep, which you can use to create distance if you want to catch a breather or push him away. You can use to do damage if you really put a oomph into it. We teach a version of the front kick where you sort of split the difference between snap kick and teep kick, and you sort of do damage and push him. But that's the sequence. But what martial arts do you see in there? What do you see in there, Cliff?
Oh my gosh, Muay Thai. Point karate. There's that point karate right there with the flips in it.
Sorry. All right, you go.
My turn?
Yeah, jab, low kick. Start with the jab, low kick.
Oh god.
Establish, give him something normal that he's used to.
Gotcha.
Boom, bang. Okay, I know how to fight like that, right? Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, he went to the head. Now put it all together. No breaks in between. Ooh. Yeah, Muay Thai. Flick. Yeah. Big one. And float. Yeah. So variations of it. All right. So that's it. Shifting gears rapidly, or changing up the angle, changing up the pace, timing, rhythm, intensity, style, and then that thing at the end, you can finish it off after you do this little one here. Boom, boom. It doesn't have to be that. That's just what I do. Clifton might use a different technique. You might see that as your opportunity to get your double. You know what I mean? Clifton kind of goes both ways. You know what I mean? He strikes and grapples. So he might finish up with the float over, right? He floats over, and he knows that I'm like, F this, and I go, boom. We've seen that happen before, when a guy no longer wants to strike with you. And if you land these 6, 7, 8 hits on a guy, even on his guard, he's going to be so confused he's not going to want to strike with you. You got anything to add? Because this is what you always do. We always turn off the camera and then you start saying a bunch of smart stuff and everyone's in the comments like, how come Mike does all the talking? Mike does all the talking because that's what I do.
That's what he does. He's the Paul Heyman of the shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He can say that. He can talk. Me, I'm just Brock or the Undertaker,
Right.
I just sit
a lot of it is Cliff's stuff. It's stuff we brainstormed on together. It's just, he's maybe a little bit better at fighting. I'm a little bit better at talking.
I am back.